Way down here, you need a reason to move. Feel a fool, running your stateside games. Lose your load, leave your mind behind, baby Jane. Oh, Mexico, you sound so simple, I just got to go. The sun's so hot, I forgot to go home. Guess I'll have to go now. Americana got the sleepy eye, but his body's still shaking like a live wire. Sleepy senorita with the eyes on fire. Oh, Mexico, it sounds so sweet with the sun sinking low. The moon's so bright, like to light up the night, make everything alright. Baby's hungry and the money's all gone. The folks back home don't want to talk on the phone. She gets so long letters, sends back a postcard. Times are hard. Oh, down in Mexico, I've never really been, so I don't really know. Oh, Mexico, I guess I'll have to go. Oh, Mexico, I've never really been, but I sure like to go. Then why, Mexico, I guess I'll have to go now. Talking about in Mexico, Mexico, and a honky tonk down in Mexico. Oh, Mexico, Mexico, Mexico. Oh, Mexico, Mexico, Mexico. Oh, Mexico, Mexico. You can play the game and you can act out the part, though you know it wasn't written for you. But tell me, how can you stand there with your broken heart, ashamed of playing a fool? But one thing can lead to another. It doesn't take any sacrifice. Oh, father and mother, sister and brother, if it feels nice, don't think twice. Just shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Things are gonna work out fine if you only will. Do as I say. Shower the people you love with love. Show them the way you feel. Things are gonna be much better if you only will. Well, you can run, but you cannot hide. This is widely known. And what you plan to do with your foolish pride when you're all by yourself alone? Once you tell somebody the way that you feel, you can feel it beginning to ease. I think it's true what they say about this squeaky wheel, always getting the grease. Better to shower the people you love with love. Yes, and show them the way that you feel. I know things are gonna be just
Ladies and gentlemen, if you could begin to take your seats, we will begin soon. Please take your seats so we can begin. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the processional.
As Chief Faculty Marshal, I now declare this convocation officially open. The ceremony will be officiated by W. Taylor Reevely IV, the 26th President of Longwood University. Please remain standing for the national anthem led by Jordan Rusnow, class of 2018, and the posting of the colors by the ROTC Color Guard, and a reflection by Canon Cochran, Senior Class Vice President.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red clear, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
You may post the colors.
Present arms. Order arms.
Good afternoon, my fellow members of the class of 2018. In the last few years, we have witnessed how college campuses, and like the rest of our country, have become polarized over political and social issues. We all come from different backgrounds with different perspectives, but what being here at Longwood teaches us is how students, faculty, and staff can engage in civil discourse about important issues. Here at Longwood, we have a real opportunity to be an example for others, an example of a community of scholars that can practice the habits of democracy. This upcoming school year, I challenge you to reach out to someone who may look, think, or act differently than you. Start a conversation. Try to understand things from their point of view. You just might find out that what unites us far exceeds what divides us. This is an important lesson to learn as we go forward to be citizen leaders who will serve our communities and our nation. The future depends on us. God bless you, and God bless the United States of America.
Please be seated, everyone. Thank you, Canon. Thank you, Jordan. Convocation is one of our joyful, grand traditions, ceremonially marking the start of the new year. We gather to bestow awards upon our splendid faculty, and we gather to honor our seniors, the great class of 2018, looking especially resplendent in your blue robes as you set out on your culminating semesters here at the alma mater. Tradition matters at Longwood, as it has, as the institution has marched through the decades and centuries, now in our 179th year. The tradition of citizen leadership we celebrate and nurture is evident in our keynote speaker today, the Honorable Megan Clark of the class of 2005, our Commonwealth's attorney here in Prince Edward, whom I will introduce and extol in just a few minutes. Our tradition of citizen leadership is also evident in the devoted service of our board leaders. Our Board of Visitors is with us today. Rector Mary Ann Radcliffe, class of 92, board members Eileen Anderson, 83, Catherine Bond, 98, Catherine Busser, mom of Keaton Busser, class of 18, Mike Evans, Stephen Gould, David Halleck, Eric Hansen, our vice rector, Colleen Margoloff, class of 97, our prior rector, Nettie Simon Owens, Rashawn Roan, Pia Trigiani. And today we are also honored to have with us the president of our foundation board, Mike Ellis, class of 84, the president of our alumni association, Tammy Jones, class of 81, and we are honored as well to have with us the mayor of Farmville, David Whitus, class of 83. Welcome, Mr. Mayor. Here in America's first two-college town, this crossroads of American history. On this joyful day here on campus, assembled as an academic community, with the main event, the elaborate and gleeful capping that has become a Lancer rite of passage, if you will indulge me for just a few minutes, it's proper still to note the times in which we gather. The 16th anniversary of 9/11, days ago, is a reminder that our students have lived all their formative years in turbulent times, true of present times perhaps especially, with Charlottesville, Barcelona, Harvey, Irma, North Korea, and with Washington as divided in controversy as ever. The challenges, as I often say, the challenges we face make Longwood all the more vital. The teaching, learning, camaraderie of a residential campus, all in the spirit of citizen leadership. And in these opening weeks of the academic year, I really have drawn comfort and optimism from the renewal of our work together. And I have been reflecting on the work we are especially called to do in this time of seemingly disorienting challenge. I believe our calling this year, and always during turbulent times, is to lead by example. As an engine of opportunity, affordable and accessible to anyone willing to do the work we ask of them to prepare for a life of citizen leadership. As a place where people of different perspectives and backgrounds, as Cannon elegantly said, talk and listen to and learn from one another, person to person, as colleagues, neighbors, and friends, not behind the internet's venomous cloud of anonymity. This is a skill our country would do well to learn and to emulate. And lastly, I believe we are called to lead by examples as citizens and stewards in our community, which has been so truly consequential in American history. Our community where, as I so often remark, the Civil War moved to a close and the Civil Rights Movement began. Our community, whose history I believe can teach and inspire today. In Farmville and Prince Edward, we walk in the footsteps of a remarkable array of citizen leaders, individuals who advocated, labored, and sacrificed over the centuries of our community to advance the cause of liberty. Patrick Henry, Richard Randolph, the freed slaves of Israel Hill, Dean Gordon Moss, Reverend Francis Griffin, and of course, Barbara Johns, the Moton Strikers, and the generation that endured being locked from public education. The coming year, we'll see at last here on campus the beginning culmination of important construction projects that will help shape Longwood for generations. As these projects move to completion, I've asked the architects who have been doing such remarkable work for Longwood to explore creating a simple but powerful monument in the university's Centennial Park along High Street across the Rotunda. A simple but powerful monument to note the profound importance of the history of our community of Farmville and Prince Edward, and to honor those who, through the centuries from this crossroads of history, have made genuine and lasting contributions to the unfolding story of American freedom, and who should inspire us in our work, our own work, for a more perfect union. Today, we formally begin the academic year. When we draw it to a close at commencement, let us say we have sought to do each of these things to the best of our ability: to lead by example, and to serve as a beacon in the wider world. It truly is so wonderful to be gathered today here in hard-working Willett Hall. We have such a beautiful campus, and someday, maybe, we will figure out how to have this joyful and beautiful ceremony reliably outside. But for now, wise heads have prevailed on me to come back to Willett after a couple of years of experimentation in the heat on Wheeler. We are, of course, in hot robes, and cappers have precious and delicate cargo. And in that vein, let's move at lively step through the ceremonial acts of this celebration day to start the year. Now I have the great honor of inviting to the podium our rector, one of the Commonwealth's great leaders, Mary Ann Radcliffe, class of '92.
I'm going to adjust this for the rest of us. Good afternoon. As board members, this is always one of our very favorite days. We're able to see students enjoying a wonderful Longwood tradition, and we are able to celebrate great faculty for the hard work and meaning that they bring to your lives. As a governing board, there is no better way to spend an afternoon on campus. We work closely with the president and his team, but seeing you all on days like today brings it all home to us. Some of us are alumni, and some of us are not, but all of us care deeply for all of you and for this university, the reason we are here. This convocation is a uniquely Longwood tradition. It's the perfect blend of ceremony and irreverence. It's a concrete example of the fact that the good things in life should be enjoyed and celebrated. Your senior year, class of 2018, is still largely before you. Enjoy it, gain value from it, contribute during it, and maybe this year especially, listen to each other and be kind to one another throughout it. Between now and May, I encourage you to take every opportunity to make the most of every moment and always be willing to go the extra mile for yourself and for others. As citizen leaders, you will be ready to be of service to your communities, to exhibit strong values of honesty and integrity, and possess a commitment to lifelong learning. This student body is comprised of smart, energetic, caring, and maybe most importantly, tenacious individuals. It's incumbent upon you to use your powers for good. The members of the Board of Visitors extend to you our very best wishes for a wonderful senior year.
Thank you, Madam Rector. And it is now my great honor to introduce our keynote speaker today, a great citizen leader in our home community, Prince Edward County's Commonwealth's Attorney, Megan Clark, from the Longwood class of 2005. Megan's roots in our community, her hometown, are deep and historic. Her mother, Teresa, Dr. Clark, with us today, grew up here. Though part of the generation affected by the school closings, Dr. Clark secured her education and became, of course, a beloved member of the Longwood faculty. Now, looking ahead to retirement this year, after 28 years here at Longwood. Dr. Clark, you should rise for us to give you a round of applause. "28 years, which have left an indelible mark on the lives of countless students and on the Commonwealth as a whole. Through the extraordinary number of students you have helped train in social work and sent off to do great good. The Clark family is a powerhouse. Megan's father, a talented baseball player in his younger days, began his own business here. Megan's sister is assistant principal at Prince Edward Elementary. Megan herself has remarked that it was as a student, like you all, at Longwood, that she began to see her own future unfold. Saw this at a moment when she was challenged for herself to define citizen leadership. After some reflection, she decided it meant being a voice for integrity in a community, and she has lived up to that ideal. After graduation in 2005, she attended law school at William & Mary, where the dean of the law school was at that time another Taylor Reevely. She didn't know she would keep crossing paths with so many Reeveleys. She launched on a successful career of public service, and in 2015 was elected as Commonwealth's Attorney for Prince Edward, the first African American and the first woman to hold that office. And students, running for public office is one of the very bravest things you can do in life. And we are very lucky that Megan is one of the people who has done it. During her time in office, she has indeed been a voice of integrity in the community, admired for her intelligence, her strong sense of community, justice, perspective, compassion. She is truly a citizen leader in every sense of the word, and she works every day to help strengthen the ties that bind us together. I am honored to welcome her today to share a few words. Megan Clark.
Good afternoon to everyone. No pressure, I feel no pressure being up here after that. And I just want to say greetings, hello to my Longwood family. And I do want to extend a heartfelt thank you to President Reevely for inviting me here today, to the various distinguished boards for welcoming me, and for that awesome introduction. Thank you, President Reevely. Thank you. I've always promised
And audience, I'm not going to hold you all long, and that's especially true today because I'm very anxious to see what's under these bags with these caps in them. But I do want to leave you all with a few thoughts. As it has been mentioned, Longwood is rich in history and in tradition. And when I applied to college, I didn't really have any clue what I was getting myself into. I was quite a young, quite a naive 17-year-old, and I applied to one school, Longwood. And I said, I'll stay here, and if I like it, I'll stay. If not, I'll transfer somewhere else. But quickly, I learned that I had found my home in Longwood, even though it was in my hometown, and I wouldn't have considered transferring for anything. I remember proudly moving into French Hall, which is not even a dormitory anymore, if I can tell my age. And I met my 3 roommates. We had a room large enough that we had 3 roommates. And I met on my first day of classes a lifelong friend who was dog-tired already from softball practice with the legendary Kathy Riley. We sat together in our very first college class, which was a public speaking course, with the late, great Dr. Bill Stewart, who quickly taught us that the best way to refer to your significant other is your sweet honey love muffin. We used to take what we called the Krusty. That was one of my roommate's old 1980s brown station wagon on excursions to Walmart and maybe to the Circle at Hampton-Sydney a time or two. I watched 2 of my freshman year roommates duck and dodge these very nice young men who lived down the hall from us, only to finally have the proverbial "I told you so" when they both couples got married a few years ago. I found my sisters in the legendary Lambda Delta chapter of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, and together with the Delta Zetas, we proudly strutted around in shirts that said, "Every man's dream is to have a girl in pink and green. We will never live down the level of cheesiness, the sexism, the anything else-ism you want to call it." I found a forever mentor in Dr. Pam Tracy, who I knew was a straight-up boss when she went clicking out of class due to morning sickness and came back into research methods and taught without missing a beat. I learned that even when you disagree with someone, there's a way that you can disagree and have a civil discussion, as pointed out to me by Dr. Carl Ryden in one of her awesome sociology courses when I decided to go off on a fellow student because he'd made me mad. And I will not forget Dr. Teresa Clark. I ducked and dodged that woman's classes for 4 years. But let's face it, she's still my favorite teacher and my lifelong coach. Students, you all will never know of the struggles getting from Stubbs' dormitory up the hill to the Wynn building, because it's no longer there, for an 8 a.m. class in the dead of winter. Nor will you know of the epic parties that we had at the castle because the building finally got condemned. I learned that I could survive if I got a B as a final grade. I'm still bitter. It was second semester, sophomore year, journalism and Western civilization. And after a few panic attacks, I figured out I could make it through. We found out that the sports teams when I was in school had the best parties. Midnight Madness turned into, oh boy, I have class in 2 hours. I still haven't gone to sleep yet. And the baseball and the soccer houses, which were torn down before you all got here, were the best Friday night spots. I made an absolute fool out of myself with the rest of Mortarboard wearing lederhosen for Oktoberfest and realized that I must really like high-stress situations because I took the law school entrance exam the Saturday morning of all of our major festivities. And I could go on and on and on with the memories. But if you realize, or if you pay attention, you notice that I have them and can just rattle them off, and I finished school in 2005. And so with that in mind, I want you all to really, really slow down. I want you all to take this school year slowly, take everything in. It's so easy to have senioritis and say, I am done, this is it. But once this year is gone, you cannot get it back. And I'm going to tell you all that you've got to go out with a bang, not just with the fun aspects, but also academically. You have to find a balance because you don't want to have too much fun making memories that you extend your stay here by an extra year. And on a much, much more serious note, I want you to take the time to absorb everything that Longwood has taught you. not just in the classroom, but about life. I want you all to really and truly think about what it means to be a citizen leader and what a citizen leader can do. You need to pay attention to what's going on around you, and you need to respond appropriately. I'll tell you, Longwood's not exactly the real world, and people aren't going to be as kind to you outside the protection of this school. You need to decide today what you're going to contribute to the world when you leave here. Some of you have already made the decision, for example, to continue with your career in the armed forces. And when you graduate, you'll be commissioned officers. And I thank those individuals for their service. I already know I don't have what it takes, and I've always known I don't have what it takes to contribute to my country through the armed services. And many of you all feel the same way. But I do what I can from where I am to make sure that these people are not defending our freedom, oftentimes fighting and dying in vain. And unless you're living under a rock, you know that our country is in a time of great turmoil. And if we aren't careful, we're going to slip back into an era that people fought to keep us out of. Personally, I'm afraid of taking those steps back. I'm afraid that too many basic human rights are being trampled upon. I'm afraid that the concept of equality, because let's face it, we've never really had it, is diminishing. I'm afraid that people are allowing their fear to keep them from speaking up about this insurgence of injustices. My family has been there, we have done that, we're not trying to go back, and I know you all aren't trying to go back either. As a nation, we can't afford to do that. And some of you say, well, what can I do? I'm only one person. And that's true, you're only one person, but that's really all it takes to get things going on a different path. We need to focus on our own communities, and wherever you may land after graduation, that's going to be your community. Focus on that. And if we better our communities, then naturally, we're going to be better as a nation. And some people will say, well, you know, I see all that's going on, but that's not going to affect me, so I don't have to do anything about that. And you know what? For some of you, it may be true that you're not being affected. Some people are living in a position of privilege and can be selectively ignorant on certain subjects. And if you want a discussion on that, go to social work, go to sociology, engage your professors. I'm not getting into it. But I ask you, are you supposed to stay silent just because something is not going to affect you personally or directly? And I believe that being a citizen leader directs the exact opposite. Use your influence to help those who may not be able to help themselves. There are certain issues that do not affect me directly, and I could gladly take the position, and some days I want to, and I say, this is not my circus, this is not my monkeys, Lord, let it go on. But that's not what being a citizen leader is all about. For example, some people take the position that a prosecutor should do just that. Prosecute people for crimes they commit. Present the evidence and the information to the judge or the jury, let them decide whether the person is guilty or innocent, go back to your office, that's it, you're done. There's nothing wrong with that approach. Some people do take that approach, that's fine. But I do not believe that the citizen leader in me allows me to just do that. Just because I have never experienced, for example, what it's like to be an inmate doesn't mean that I don't advocate for inmates' rights. Just because I may recommend a particular sentence for someone convicted of a crime does not mean that I don't care about what happens to that person afterwards. Prosecution reform is needed. I recognize it, and I strive daily to find ways to help people who are re-entering society. And let's talk about prosecution in a two-college town. Just because someone is guilty of a crime does not mean that that person should be punished, and I'll quote, to the fullest extent of the law. If that was the case, some of you all may not be sitting here getting ready to get capped. The citizen leader in me knows that we have to get creative as prosecutors and come up with the appropriate deterrent for a particular situation. I could go on about that, but I'm not going to. I want to wrap things up. I want you all to have the best last year of school ever. I want you all to soar academically and socially and really gear yourselves up to use what you have learned here at Longwood beyond May 2018. I want you to take your time this year, create memories that are going to last a lifetime, because once they're gone, you can't get these days and weeks and months back. I want to thank Longwood for being my home. President Reevely, thank you again. And I don't know who to give credit to this quote, who should get credit for it, but class of 2018, in a world where you can be anything, be kind. Be the leaders I know you all can be. Be the example that others follow, and good luck to you all this year and beyond. Thank you.
Words of a great Lancer. Thank you, Megan. All right, we have arrived at the midpoint in our ceremony. It's one of the joyful spots throughout the year for me, because what we get to do here in this part of the ceremony is recognize some of our best faculty for the wonderful work that they do. We are going to give 6 awards, faculty awards, and then we will name our 2017-2018 Simpson Distinguished Professor. These awards are a live drill, so they are surprises. So applaud lustily when the spirit moves you. Dr. Neff, Provost Neff, would you come forward to assist? And we will begin our progression through the awards. Award number 1. I am pleased to present the Maria Bristow Stark Faculty Excellence Award. This award is made possible by an endowment created by the late Mr. Thomas J. Stark. The award honors his mother, who was an honor graduate of the class of 1914. And later was president of the Alumni Association. The award recognizes excellence in scholarship, teaching, and other professional activities. The recipient of the Maria Bristow Stark Faculty Excellence Award is a professor in the Department of Sociology, Anthropology, and Criminal Justice, and presently also serving as interim chair of nursing, Dr. Lee Bidwell. Congratulations, Dr. Bidwell. Our second award, the Maud Glenn Rayford Teaching Award. The Rayford Award was established in 1990 by philanthropist J.B. Fuqua of Atlanta, a Prince Edward native, in honor of his third grade teacher, a Longwood alum. It is intended for a faculty member who demonstrates excellence in teaching. The winner this year is an associate professor in the Department of History, Political Science, and Philosophy, gracious enough each semester in the fall to help me get in the classroom too, Dr. Bill Harbour. Congratulations, Bill. Very much the senior partner in the Harbour-Reevely American Presidency course. Our third award, the Maud Glenn Rayford Junior Faculty Teaching Award. The Rayford Junior Faculty Teaching Award is intended to recognize excellence in teaching for a faculty member in his or her third, fourth, or fifth year of full-time teaching. The winner is an assistant professor in the Department of Health, Athletic Training, Recreation, and Kinesiology, Dr. Michael Musadola. Our fourth award of the six, the Provost Scholarship Award, is intended for a faculty member who demonstrates excellence in scholarship. The demonstration of scholarly excellence may include, but is not limited to, scholarly publications or accomplishments, presentation of new disciplinary or pedagogical knowledge, public performances or shows, successful development of grants, serving as an editor or reviewer for professional journals. The winner of the Provost Scholarship Award is a professor in the Department of English and Modern Languages, Dr. Gordon Van Ness. The fifth award, very sentimental, the William David Stewart Leadership and Service Award, is intended for a faculty member who demonstrates excellence in service activities and who serves as a citizen leader role model for Longwood students. This award honors communication studies professor Dr. Bill Stewart, who Megan mentioned in her remarks, who amazingly enough passed away 5 years ago, suddenly in 2012. The winner for this year is an associate professor in the Department of Communication Studies, Dr. Jeff Halliday. Jeff has actually got on Bill's hat. Sixth award. Longwood University initiated the Junior Faculty Award to recognize a junior member of the faculty, a person who has been at Longwood from 3 to 5 years. The faculty member must have demonstrated excellence in teaching and scholarship and participation in university activities. The Junior Faculty Award winner for 2017 is an assistant professor in the chemistry department, Dr. Andrew Yeagley. All right, seniors, we are one step from the main act. The Simpson Distinguished Professorship was established in 2015 through a generous gift from Murray S. Simpson Jr. and Cora S. Simpson to recognize and support faculty who have demonstrated a sustained commitment to pursuing outstanding scholarship resulting in publications, presentations, or creative work. The professorship is awarded annually at Convocation by the President in consultation with the Provost to a tenured faculty member selected from nominations by the academic deans. The recipient is the Simpson Distinguished Professor of Longwood University for the current academic year. The professorship carries a $5,000 summer research stipend and a $5,000 grant to support future scholarship, in addition to a one-course release during the spring semester prior to the summer in which the faculty member elects to receive the summer stipend. The research grant may be expended over a period of time chosen by the faculty member. This year's recipient of the Simpson Professorship is one of the great lights of our faculty. A researcher who has published prolifically, a teacher who has made a difference in the lives and careers of countless students, a leader both in her field and across the entire academic community at Longwood. As a scholar, she has published 7 books and chapters over the last 15 years, along with 27 journal articles and service on multiple editorial boards. She delivers a steady stream of presentations and workshops in the area of school librarianship, literacy, and leadership. As a teacher, she is a beloved mentor whose students now comprise no small part of the heroic workforce that keeps school and public libraries alive and thriving around Virginia and the nation, ensuring students have access both to books and the cutting-edge learning technologies they need. On top of it all, she serves as a program coordinator for Longwood's graduate program, the largest graduate program here. She is already creeping this way. As a leader in her discipline, she has been active for more than 25 years in both research and leadership, and made Longwood especially proud last year when she served as president of the American Association of School Libraries. And here on campus, her work as a leader among the faculty is unrivaled. Service on committees too numerous to mention at both the college and the institutional level, as well as service as the faculty representative to the Board of Visitors, as a thoughtful, forceful, proud advocate for her colleagues, loyal to our ideals and our community, and serving with great distinction. I am proud to name the 2017-18 Simpson Distinguished Professor, an outstanding scholar, teacher, leader, and colleague, Dr. Audrey Church. Congratulations, Dr. Church. All right, let's give a boisterous round of applause for all of our award winners. And now the question before us is, seniors, are you spiritually prepared? All right. All right. Provost Neff, will you please come forward again? All right, stay your hands. Stay your hands. And will Senior Class President Praise Numbia please come forward? With capper, Will Miles. All right, you all are in the proper formation. Good. After I read this next statement with its magic words, Will give the cap to Dr. Neff. She will place it on Praise's head. At that time, cappers, each of you will cap the senior in front of you, but not yet. Are you ready for the magic words? Yes. By the power vested in me by virtue of my office, I hereby declare that the members of the class of 2018 are this day, September 14th, 2017, now officially recognized as seniors and capped accordingly. Let the capping commence.
I have to. All right, ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. Thank you, Will. Thank you. Well, that was fun. So, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome. So before I begin, I want to take the time to thank the class of 2018 for allowing me to serve as your senior class president, and also for allowing me to speak at your convocation ceremony. For all the professors and professional staff members here today, I want to take this time to personally apologize to all of you. I know what you all are thinking. The class of 2018 honestly elected praise. Someone who talks a lot and asks outlandish questions in class, and now you have given him a microphone in which he can say whatever he wants. Now, if you're a professor or a professional staff member and you're thinking that, I just want you to relax. It would be highly inappropriate to call out the professors of biology and chemistry for assigning my friends and me mind-numbing homework assignments, even though this would be a beautiful opportunity. But instead, I want to take a couple minutes to reflect upon the great accomplishments my peers have done at Longwood. From the distinguished clubs and organizations you have joined and made an impact on, from the academic excellence you have achieved for your own success, and from the assistance you gave Longwood to host the only 2016 vice presidential debate, class of 2018, your accomplishments have surely left a mark on this beautiful campus. But one item that many of you have received here at Longwood that is often overlooked is the relationships and the bonds that you have made here. Whether that bond is with a professor or a peer, Longwood has introduced to you someone special that has been there for you during your times of adversity. Ladies and gentlemen, understand this. When you are surrounded by individuals that care and love you, the journey of life becomes more joyous and more vibrant. See, human beings long for emotional support. We crave love and compassion. Think back to those times when you would shed a tear, when you studied for hours and hours for a test but you fell short, or you suffered rejection of hardship. You had that special someone to lean on and to tell you that it would all be okay. Healthy relationships provide you with fun moments in which you will always remember. Class of 2018, prior to this moment, you were capped by someone who truly means a lot to you. Whether that individual is a best friend, a sorority sister, a fraternity brother, a teammate, a roommate, or a club member, they have truly made an impact in your life. As we begin our final academic year here at Longwood University, I challenge you to use these individuals to guide you to your dreams and your ambitions, to create memories and moments that will forever last in your heart. As I close, I want to leave you guys with one last quote. A man named Madiba, who you commonly know as Nelson Mandela, once said, "What counts in life is not the mere fact that we have lived. It is what difference we have made to the lives of others." Class of 2018, as we embark on our final academic semesters here, I challenge you to not forget to live, to dream, and to inspire others. Thank you so much. Congratulations. And God bless you.
Well said, Mr. President. Well said. And seniors, you look magical. You look magical, and I hope you've appreciated that the Board of Visitors got in on the act. Board of Visitors members, hold up your hats. A Pia Trigiani special. And now we come to the alma mater. If everyone will please rise, Laura Millen of the class of 2018 will now come forward for the alma mater, and then please remain standing for the retiring of the colors and the recessional of the platform party. Thank you all.
Be thy sons and daughters for
You may retire the colors.